The United States has been a dominant force in the Middle East for decades. The reasons given for this involvement have shifted over time. From fighting communism to promoting democracy, the narratives have evolved. However, the underlying truth remains constant. The U.S. seeks to maintain its grip on a region of critical geopolitical and economic importance. The U.S. presence is felt acutely through its sprawling military bases, its unwavering support for certain regimes, and its frequent military interventions. This sustained involvement has come at a steep cost, both in terms of human life and financial resources. Despite the rhetoric of liberation and democracy, the U.S. has often aligned itself with authoritarian regimes. These alliances serve strategic interests, even if they contradict American ideals. The consequences of this approach are undeniable. The Middle East remains mired in conflict, fueled by arms sales and political interference. The U.S. government has consistently justified its military presence in the Middle East by emphasizing threats to national security. Initially, the threat was communism, which morphed into the war on terror after 9/11. Today, the focus has shifted towards countering Iranian influence and maintaining stability in the region. However, these justifications often mask deeper geopolitical and economic motivations. The war on terror, in particular, provided a convenient pretext for expanding U.S. military presence and influence. The invasion of Iraq in 2003, based on fabricated claims of weapons of mass destruction, stands as a stark example of this. Moreover, the U.S. has consistently supported repressive regimes in the region when it has suited its interests. This double standard undermines claims of promoting democracy and human rights. The shifting justifications, coupled with a lack of transparency, raise serious questions about the true goals of U.S. foreign policy in the Middle East. The Middle East holds the world's largest proven oil reserves, making it a region of immense strategic importance. The U.S. has long recognized the need to control these resources to maintain its economic and military dominance. The petrodollar system, established in the 1970s, further cemented the link between oil and U.S. power. Under this system, oil transactions are conducted in U.S. dollars, bolstering the dollar's status as the world's reserve currency. Control over the flow of oil allows the U.S. to exert significant influence on the global economy. It can manipulate oil prices, impose sanctions, and reward allies with favorable deals. This dependence on Middle Eastern oil has made the U.S. deeply invested in the region's stability, even if that means propping up authoritarian regimes or engaging in military interventions. The quest for energy security, therefore, remains a key driver of U.S. foreign policy in the Middle East. Section 4. The Military-Industrial Nexus. The U.S. military-industrial complex, a powerful network of defense contractors, politicians, and military officials, has a vested interest in perpetuating war and conflict. The Middle East, with its seemingly endless conflicts, has become a lucrative market for this complex. Billions of dollars flow into the coffers of defense contractors each year through weapons sales, military contracts, and logistical support. This creates a powerful incentive for continued military engagement, even in the absence of genuine threats to national security. Lobbying efforts by defense contractors further amplify their influence on U.S. foreign policy. Politicians, often reliant on campaign contributions from these companies, are pressured to support increased military spending and interventions. The revolving door between government and the defense industry reinforces this relationship. Former military officials often find lucrative positions in defense companies, further blurring the lines between public service and private profit. This incestuous relationship between government and the military-industrial complex ensures that war remains a profitable enterprise, with the Middle East serving as a tragic example of its consequences. Section 5. A chessboard of power. Beyond oil and profits, the U.S. views the Middle East through the lens of geopolitics. The region's strategic location at the crossroads of Europe, Asia, and Africa makes it a vital prize in the global struggle for power. U.S. military bases in the Middle East, strategically positioned to project power and influence, serve as a constant reminder of its dominance. These bases allow the U.S. to rapidly deploy troops, conduct surveillance, and intervene in regional conflicts. Furthermore, the U.S. seeks to contain the influence of regional rivals, such as Iran and Russia, both of which have long-standing ties to the region. By maintaining a strong military presence, the U.S. aims to limit their ability to challenge its hegemony. The Middle East, therefore, represents a crucial battleground in the pursuit of global dominance. The U.S. will continue to prioritize its interests in the region, even if it means sacrificing its stated values or destabilizing the region further. Section 6. The Price of Empire. The human cost of U.S. involvement in the Middle East has been catastrophic. Millions have been displaced from their homes, countless lives have been lost, and entire societies have been shattered. The wars in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Syria stand as grim testaments to the devastating consequences of U.S. military intervention. The financial burden of this endless warfare is equally staggering. Trillions of taxpayer dollars have been poured into military operations while essential domestic programs struggle for funding. The opportunity cost of these expenditures is immeasurable. Moreover, the U.S. public has grown increasingly weary of endless wars. The lack of a clear exit strategy, coupled with the mounting human and financial costs, has eroded public support for continued military intervention. The U.S. must confront the true cost of its imperial ambitions in the Middle East. The pursuit of hegemony has come at the expense of peace, stability, and countless innocent lives. It is time for a fundamental reassessment of U.S. foreign policy, one that prioritizes diplomacy, cooperation, and respect for international law over militarism and the pursuit of narrow self-interests. Like if you learned something, subscribe for more.